Natasha,
Debbie,
show.
the show.
Welcome to it. Just two patriotic girls.
Learning about the world.
So please, don't take us the wrong way.
Are lopsided.
She was just checking to see if her boobs look lopsided. That's what she just did.
They do.
Your microphone's sticking in your throat, too.
Again.
We're prepared for this episode. How you
Wait.
doing, Deutschland?
Welcome to the Natasha and Debbie show.
I'm just thinking about boobs now.
Now we're gonna take a look at Germany.
Oh, I thought you said boobs.
No, we're not taking a look at boobs.
Well, both are sexy, and both are attractive. And hey guys, how are you? We hope you're doing great. If you like our content, or boobs, hit the like button.
And also consider subscribing
Cheeky.
to boobs.
To boobs.
To boobs.
Two boobs. That should have been the name of our channel. Oh, Lord, guys. I can't tell you how excited I am about today's episode, but I am stupid over the moon excited. We are going to be finally checking out one of the cities that I've always wanted to really look at in the world. If you haven't guessed which one it is, well, the title tells you. It's on my boobs. There's a theme in this video. And Debbie's too, in fact. So we're going to look at 15 things to do in Berlin. And I'll tell you why I'm excited about that.
Do tell, Natasha.
In a minute. I'm going to have to keep messing with your microphone. And this is by our new friend. This is from the channel. It's Rock Goes Around. And Rock is like one of the coolest, nicest guys ever. Oh my gosh, so cool. I checked out a couple of his other videos. Please go subscribe to his channel. You will find you'll find the channel link in the description of our video. Okay, so please subscribe to him. Tell him you came from us. That sounds weird. You're there. Help me take over. Why am I talking?
Tell him that you found him through the Natasha and Debbie show. He has wonderful content, so check out what he has out there.
And he's a really nice guy. So there's that too. That matters. Yes. Like when you're nice people, you're nice people. Mm-hmm. Just like you nice people. So Berlin, okay, 15 things to do. We know that means there's just 15. We know there's probably like 5 million, but we're only going to see 15 today. And it's just his list, and your list may be different. In the comments, let us know what you would add to the list. So yeah, there's a reason I love Berlin and I want to see more of Berlin. I have not seen Berlin really since the wall came down.
Right.
Have you?
No, I haven't. Every time I turn to you, it moves.
I can't help it. Except, so my favorite movie is set in Berlin. That's why I really want to see this. Mm-hmm. And it's got my celebrity crush in it.
It does?
Yeah, that'd be Atomic Blonde. That's my favorite movie. If you have not seen that movie, okay, watch it. You're welcome. Sexy. Totally crazy amounts of action.
Ton of action.
Best soundtrack ever.
There's very good music in there too.
Best soundtrack ever.
To say that.
And it's set in Berlin. And they did film a good portion of it in Berlin. So that's why I'm excited about it. Charlize Theron. Yeah, that's my girl. If she's watching. Just kidding. She's not.
Plus, we've been looking at Germany for a while, and we really do want to see more about Berlin.
Yeah, and the bigger cities and things, and also the smaller ones. Mm-hmm. But this is what this is about today, Berlin. So that's enough talking. Let's watch.
No place on earth has such unique attractions and stories like Berlin.
As a free
Dear
man,
God.
I take pride in the words, Ich bin ein Berliner.
I'm a jelly donut. Okay.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
When the fate of our world was at stake, all eyes were on Berlin.
I'm sorry, I have to.
Don't have to.
I do have to.
You really don't have to.
So Debbie was born in 1971. I was born in 81. That speech from Reagan is 89, right? I was 8. Do the math. How old Debbie was? You got that, okay? So when we were doing remodeling to the house, we had a wall we were taking down. So I wrote down, Debbie, tear down this wall with a marker on the wall. And she just like looked at it and she's like, I know, I'm going to. And I'm like, no, get it? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to tear down the wall. I'm like, do you not know what I'm referring to? And she just looks cluelessly at me like, yeah, you want me to tear down the wall? It's coming down. And I'm like, oh my Lord, Debbie. Reagan, Berlin. And she's like, no.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now every time I hear that, I just
I know.
laugh.
You think of us.
Sorry, guys.
When the fate of our world was at stake, all eyes were on Berlin.
It's
The
beautiful.
vision and unification of the entire German nation happened right here, and it profoundly shaped the city. Berlin
Wow.
evolved into one of the most popular tourist destinations in Europe, and as a tour guide,
I'm excited to show you all top sites in Berlin and tell you their amazing story that starts with the river Spree.
and fascinating facts that Berlin has more bridges than Venice and more canals than Amsterdam. No wonder that
Okay.
boat tours and river cruises are one of the best things to do to get to know Berlin. Several cruise companies offer guided boat tours, providing insight into the
Yes.
city's history and landmarks. The
Good Lord, it's
riverbanks
beautiful.
offer pleasant walking paths, and
Take
in
a ride on
summer,
that boat.
this becomes a popular cultural and entertainment area with
Sorry, I didn't expect all this modern architecture. I just don't know why. I just did not. But my God, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and everything is amazing looking.
Oh my Lord.
And the boats, the canals. I'd love to go on a river cruise. Go see.
More than Venice,
Berlin?
dude. More than Venice. And Debbie's all obsessed with Venice.
That'd be a good way to travel around.
Wow. This is stunning. The architecture is absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And boy, okay.
many riverside restaurants and bars offering scenic views. The river also played a role during the Cold War when it
Jeez.
served as a natural border between East and West Berlin.
Right.
Spree was a major highway of the Middle Ages. It was full of ships transporting goods, and on one of its islands, a small trading town emerged. But it was not Berlin.
Surprisingly, it was called Köln, but right across the river, there was a second trading town, and this one was called Berlin. From the two towns developed modern Berlin, and the riverbank where the old Berlin was founded is now known as Nikolaikwater. This historic small neighborhood
That's gorgeous.
with cobblestone streets and old houses is scattered around St. Nicholas Church.
But it's all an illusion. If you visit St. Nicholas Church, you will learn why.
Church is the oldest in Berlin, dating back to the 1200s. It
Wow.
has two impressive recognizable spires. But St. Nicholas Church is not used for worship, but now serves as a concert hall and a museum with a
Oh,
permanent exhibition
wow.
on the history of the quarter. So what
Okay.
happened to the old Berlin? Like most of the city, it was destroyed by World War II
Yeah.
bombing raids. After
Bad
the
idea.
war, Berlin was split between East and West, and Nikolaikwater ended up in the Soviet sector. For 40 years, it has remained in ruins. But for the 750th anniversary of the city, in 1987, East Germany government attempted to recreate the medieval core of Berlin. St. Nicholas Quarter was rebuilt according to historical records, and at least some charm of the old Berlin was back.
Two small trading towns
That is awesome. Sorry.
You're good.
Knock that off. That's really cool that they rebuilt that. And the inside, the ceiling in there was just amazing.
Everything is amazing.
Beautiful.
I feel kind of stupid now for saying, oh, I didn't expect modern architecture. I didn't mean it in the sense of, like, I know Berlin was pretty devastated. And that's an understatement. I just didn't expect it to be such modern
Style.
style. Yeah,
Style.
that's what I
Thought
meant.
you could more
I knew there'd
thought
be-
it would be more classic or
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm looking at this and even this scene and the one right before, I think you paused, like that right there.
Mhm.
I want to go here and I want to walk around
Yes.
and have a, I don't know,
Mhm.
have a coffee, and just sit there and read a book, you know, and my gosh,
Yeah.
it just looks so idyllically beautiful, and the statues, everything, so much
Mhm.
greenery. Yeah, a lot to
The
take in.
records, and at least some charm of the old Berlin was back.
I'm
Two
glad to
small
hear that.
trading towns, Köln on the river island and Berlin on the mainland, formed close ties. They grew thanks to the river and the trade, and in the 1400s, the two towns merged and became known only as Berlin.
Newly merged
Okay.
town was part of Brandenburg State, one of hundreds of individual German states and territories united in the Holy Roman Empire, but each with its own ruler. Kind
Okay.
of like an EU, but mostly for Germans. Brandenburg State was named after its capital town, Brandenburg an der Havel. But in the 1400s, the capital moved to Berlin and the city started to rapidly expand. To enclose the expanding city,
Beautiful.
a new ring wall was built.
And this was one of its gates. From here, the road went straight to the town of Brandenburg an der Havel, and hence the gates were named the Brandenburg Gate.
Few decades later, simple city gates were replaced by a monumental, ancient Greek-like entrance leading to the boulevard of linden trees heading directly to the Royal City Palace. But in the post-World War division of Berlin, the Brandenburg Gate ended up on the dividing line and the Soviets built a wall right in front of it.
Yeah, they did.
Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate.
2 years
If we ever redo the gate in the back.
Are you going to bring that one up for me too?
Yeah, I'm going to be
Okay.
like, Debbie, open this gate.
Okay.
That gate does need some help. Sorry, I can't help it. Look at that, though. Look at the wall right in front of that. Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
On the dividing line, and the Soviets built the wall right in front of it.
Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate.
2 years after Reagan's speech, the wall fell.
On November 9, 1989, the East German government announced that citizens could freely cross the border into West Berlin. Following the announcement, large crowds gathered at the Brandenburg Gate to celebrate. People climbed the wall, and there were scenes of jubilation and unity as East and West Berliners came together. The gate became the symbol of reunited Berlin and the end of the division of Germany.
After 28 years of separation, the concrete barrier was finally gone, but the reason why the wall was built in the first place dates to the end of the Second World War.
After the defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II, the Allies divided the country in 4 parts controlled by different countries. Few years later, these 4 parts formed 2 new countries, a democratic West Germany and a Soviet-controlled Communist East Germany. Even though Berlin was deep within the Soviet sector, it was agreed that the capital was also divided in 4 parts to match the division of the country. And when East and West Germany were formed, so was the East and West Berlin. At first, the division of Berlin had little impact on everyday life. People could easily cross the east-west border while running daily errands.
But the existence of West Berlin, a capitalist city deep within Communist East Germany, posed more and more tensions.
Over the years, more and more people from the east used Berlin as a gateway to escape the Soviet regime. Eventually, the East German government had enough, and to stop the flow of emigrants, they've started to build a guarded concrete barrier. Everyone was shocked as overnight in the summer of 1961, the first sections of the wall went up, and eventually the wall completely encircled the entire West Berlin.
This is the last piece of the wall with preserved grounds behind. It serves as the central memorial place of the German division and is called Berlin Wall Memorial.
About 1.4 kilometers or 0.9 miles of the former border strip houses an open-air exhibition about the history of division. You can learn about the wall in the visitor center and the documentation center. Among several monuments is also the Window of Remembrance. A monument is dedicated to the victims who have died during an attempt to cross the border, as the wall made it impossible to get from East to West Berlin.
Except through one of the 3 checkpoints, and Checkpoint Charlie was the most famous one.
In October of 1961, one of the most dramatic moments of the Cold War happened here, and the whole world held its breath. Tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union significantly increased a few months before when the Soviets started to build the wall and increased travel restrictions to enter East Berlin. When the US and French tanks approached Checkpoint Charlie, the Soviet tanks confronted them. The whole world gazed at this checkpoint as American and Soviet tanks took up positions and faced each other with weapons primed.
Yeah. Getting chills.
Tense confrontation ended peacefully after Khrushchev and Kennedy agreed to withdraw the tanks and reduce tensions. After the event, Checkpoint Charlie became the symbol of the Cold War, used as the setting for many thrillers and spy novels. About half a year after the Berlin Wall fell, the checkpoint was dismantled. But tourists wanted to visit the famous former border crossing that has become one of Berlin's primary tourist attractions. A copy of the guardhouse and the sign that once marked the border crossing were reconstructed. Now the original remains blend with reconstructed parts, all based on the original site. A large photo shows one of the last US soldiers that left Berlin in 1994. In the vicinity you can find several museums dedicated to the wall and the Cold War.
I would go to this in a heartbeat, just out of respect for those that lost their lives, out of respect for the soldiers, and for the history of it all. This video is this is remarkable video so far. I think this is remarkable history, seeing the sights so far. This is crazy. And please, again, link to his channel is in the description of ours. Please give him a subscribe. My lord.
You should be careful when visiting the checkpoint as it stands in the middle of the street used by everyday traffic.
Oh, okay.
You can check the description below or use QR code for my favorite Berlin Cold War experiences. But another Cold War site became a popular attraction for completely different reasons. It's called the East Side Gallery, and it is the longest open-air gallery in the world and the longest remaining section of the Berlin Wall.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Immediately after the fall of Berlin Wall, the former Great Dividing Wall along the River Spree was painted by 118 artists from 21 countries.
That's cool. I didn't
That's
know
really
that.
More than 100 murals on what was the east side of the wall, the artists commented on the political changes. They've transformed a grey relic from the times of separation into a colorful monument to the freedom of expression. The most popular work replicates the photo of Soviet leader Brezhnev and leader of East Germany, Erich Honecker, engaging in a socialist fraternal kiss. East Side Gallery has become a tangible representation of the end of the Cold War and a place for contemplation and remembrance.
I just have a quick question. Those of you who were around and living when the wall was there, did you ever think you'd see something like this? You know, the largest section of it left being turned into artwork. And the way it is. And what are your thoughts on that? It's just, I'd just be curious to know.
Place is also worth visiting as it faces the iconic Oberbaum Bridge and offers a relaxed atmosphere with bars, museum and a riverside promenade with occasional events, performances and exhibitions. For the best experience, you can attend one of the official tours that lasts around 1 hour and are free of charge. Just be sure to check the schedule beforehand on the official website available in the description below. But besides the Cold War attractions, Berlin is also adorned with much older and more beautiful royal architecture.
Hello.
The state of Brandenburg, with its capital Berlin, united with another state of the Holy Roman Empire, the Duchy of Prussia. In 1701, the unification led to the creation of the powerful Kingdom of Prussia, and Berlin became its royal capital.
The first queen of Prussia, Sophie Charlotte, built herself an impressive summer palace, now the largest and most magnificent in Berlin.
The queen was a great lover of art, and she decorated beautiful rooms with top-class art collections. She invited poets, philosophers, musicians, and artists to join her. But her husband, King Frederick I, could only visit the palace if Sophie personally invited him. Today, the palace is a museum that showcases the history, art, and culture of the Prussian royal family.
Good Lord.
There are several tickets available, but be sure to see the old palace as a prime example of Baroque architecture.
Wow.
It houses a variety of collections, including paintings, silverware, and other decorative arts. Particularly impressive is a porcelain cabinet showcasing a remarkable collection of Chinese and Japanese porcelain. Some of the rooms are furnished in period styles, giving visitors
no, stop it.
Look at that ceiling.
I'm in love with you, Berlin. Let's make out.
What an
oh my
incredible
gosh,
place.
it's so beautiful. Everything in this video has been beautiful.
Yeah.
And yet, look at that. That's like, if I fell asleep on the floor there and woke up, I'd be like, yes, Lord.
Right?
Yes, God.
Exactly.
That is incredible. Look at every little detail in that is just, this is unlike anything I've seen before.
I think I need a summer home.
Summer palace. What did her winter palace look like, or her everyday palace? Is this a lesser version? Because I don't see how that could be possible. This is amazing.
This is incredible.
I don't have a profound adjective enough to describe my love for this.
Lifestyles of the Prussian royalty,
as
the palace served as a royal residence for various members of the family.
But Charlotte died aged just 36, and in her honors, King Frederick named the palace and the entire area Charlottenburg.
The palace is surrounded by Berlin's most beautiful and popular garden. Winding paths, picturesque ponds, and stunning views are the main features of this outstanding Baroque garden. The Kingdom of Prussia was very successful in its military conflicts, and it eventually took a dominant role among the German states. But to establish itself as one of the great European powers, Prussia needed to up their game by also showing its cultural supremacy to the world. And so, a unique ensemble of 5 museums were built on the river island just north of the royal palace. a cultural and educational complex on the
Museum
River
Island.
became known as Museum Island and is part of a UNESCO World Heritage Sites.
Okay.
The first
I like it.
museum was opened in 1830 and is called the Old Museum.
Wow.
Its antique-style neoclassical architecture
That's
reflects
awesome.
its purpose as it was built to house the art and antiquity collections of the Prussian royal family.
Oh, wow.
Pergamon
Nice.
Museum is the most visited one as it displays one of the most important collections of Greek and Roman art in the world and an extensive collection of Islamic art. Unfortunately, this
Interesting.
museum is going through complete renovation and is expected to be closed until 2027.
Well, that
However, the
sucks.
collection was moved to Das Panorama building across the river with an impressive huge
What?
circular picture of ancient Greek city of Pergamon. Also very popular is the new museum as it displays the world-famous Egyptian bust of Nefertiti, dating back over 3 millennia. Here is an extensive
Seriously?
collection of Egyptian artifacts, collections from Stone Age, Bronze Age and Iron Age, and classical antiquities from ancient
Okay, just stop. This is too much. I can't take it. So basically what I'm understanding is this. Berlin's gorgeous. It has a ton of history. And also, if I want to be the most cultured person on this earth, I just go to all the museums and then check
Yep.
that off my list.
Head on over to Museum Island, which looks absolutely cool. I mean, good grief. You could
This
spend
is
like
a
week
lot.
there.
What's that?
You could spend at least a week there.
Probably longer, yeah.
I mean, that's
I-
incredible.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's amazing. I haven't seen
I'm in
anything.
love.
I don't know what Berlin is missing. It seems like they have everything.
I concur. Except me and you there.
True.
Greece and Rome. The Bode Museum at the tip of the island is renowned for its sculpture collection, which spans from the Middle Ages to the late 18th century. It
Of course
includes
it does.
sculptures,
Nice
busts,
butt
and
cheeks.
decorative arts from various European regions. One of the unique features of the museum is its extensive collection of Byzantine art and a substantial numismatic collection. The
Good
Old
Lord.
National Gallery was inspired by old Greek temples and thus rises on a high pedestal. It houses one
stunning.
of the most comprehensive
Yeah.
collections of European art from the 19th century. Collection spans from German Romanticism to early modernism and also features artworks from the Biedermeier period.
But what
Is there art you don't have there? Do you have the entire world's art? Does Berlin contain the entire,
I know.
I mean, the Louvre, Louvre. I don't know how to say that right. They got stuff.
Mhm.
But my lord, it's like you got everything else.
It definitely seems that way.
I'm
To early modernism and also features artworks from the Biedermeier period.
But what happened to the mighty royal palace?
The main residence of kings was dominating Berlin for 500 years as one of the largest buildings. A royal and imperial palace served as the main residence of the Hohenzollern family, who were at first the rulers of Brandenburg state, later the kings of Prussia, and lastly German emperors. After the fall of the German
Look at that.
Empire at the end of World War I, the palace became a museum. In the Second World War, the building was heavily damaged by Allied bombings, and
Yeah, it
after
was.
the war, it ended up in Soviet East Berlin.
But instead of
I
being
see.
renovated, the palace was completely demolished.
In its place,
Oh.
East German authorities built a modernist building of the East German parliament. But after German reunification in 1989 and years of debate, the building was demolished in order to make place for a partial reconstruction of the royal palace. Reconstruction became Europe's most expensive cultural project that was finally finished in 2020 as the Humboldt Forum. Building serves
Wow.
as a collection of museums and institutions dedicated to human history, art and culture. There is an impressive foyer connecting high-rise modern gallery walls with a reconstructed palace portal. The second and third floors are displaying artwork from many different countries.
of course.
Between the royal palace and the museums stands Berlin Cathedral. It was built as a Protestant counterweight to St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City and a tomb of the Prussian kings.
Oh, really?
Wow.
The cathedral's history dates back to the 1400s when the Prince of Brandenburg moved his court from the city of Havel to the newly built palace in Berlin, and a parish church was built on site. In the following
Wow.
centuries, there have been several reconstructions and expansions. In the 1800s, Protestant Kingdom of Prussia was rapidly rising in power, and they wanted to show
good
their
Lord.
power also
Sorry.
by building the largest Protestant church in the world, Berlin.
The largest in the I happen to be Protestant, so this is why I'm taking him. Look at this place. This is insane.
Incredible.
I feel very small right now.
Extremely.
How large is Berlin? It's huge.
It definitely seems that way.
I have to look that up because it's even on the map when he's showing like I'm going to this place and I'm like, dude, that's like
it
like another.
seems pretty far away.
Yeah, I'm like that's a state. This is remarkable. Look back at that. Just oh my lord!
I mean, every detail is taken care of.
It's remarkable. Everything is so beautiful, and it looks so very clean and even new, even though it's not. Some of it's new, right? I get that, but others, no. Wow.
The cathedral was designed to rival the Roman Catholic Basilica in Vatican, and so the church got its final appearance in 1905.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, the cathedral was severely damaged during the Second World War and ended up in the Soviet-controlled East Berlin. And that is why restoration of the cathedral was completed only in 1993 after the unification of Germany. Besides religious services, the church also offers cultural events as it hosts over 100 concerts and events per year. The highlight of the visit is a climb to the cathedral's impressive dome. There are 267 steps to get to the cathedral's impressive dome. There are 267 steps to get to the outer walkway that offers a beautiful 360 panorama.
Do they have an elevator or a lift?
No. Said that on the sign. No
Did
lift.
it say that?
Yep.
Did it?
276
The visit
steps,
is a climb
no
to
lift. See?
Oh, hell no.
There is no way to go back.
Hi. So, just a quick moment, deviating from the video for a second. Do we have any strong, strapping young men that are capable of carrying me on your back 267 steps? Please comment and say hi.
That'd be amazing to go.
There is no way to go back.
I know.
I'd be halfway going, Debbie, there's no way to go back. They warned me and I didn't listen.
Say, keep going. Keep going.
No, because then you got to go back down.
But we got to keep going. There's no way back.
I would stop. Are there any strong young men? Let me know in the comments.
The cathedral's impressive dome. There are 267 steps to get to the outer walkway that offers a beautiful 360 panorama view of Berlin. Panorama of the city is dominated by the TV tower, another massive structure built to demonstrate power.
I was wondering what that was. I'm glad he's showing us.
Like Prussian kings before, the communist leaders wanted to show off their power and technological advancement. The very symbol of East Berlin was the fourth tallest freestanding structure in the world. The tower's primary purpose was to provide television and broadcasting, including both radio and television signals. The opening of the TV tower in 1969 was part of a grand celebration for the 20th anniversary of the founding of East Germany.
With its height of 368 meters or 1,207 feet, the TV tower is still the highest publicly accessible building in Europe.
The distinctive sphere at the top of the tower, which houses observation platforms and a revolving restaurant, has become an iconic feature of the Berlin skyline. As the TV tower is one of the most popular attractions in Berlin, you should book your tickets well ahead, so be sure to check the description below. Sphere can be reached by two very fast elevators. From a height of about 203 meters or 666 feet above the ground, you can enjoy the best view of Berlin. Part of the sphere is also a revolving restaurant, which constantly slowly rotates and makes a full circle once every 30 minutes.
Perfect for me to vomit my food.
This powerful symbol visible from both sides of the Berlin Wall, the TV tower was strategically located in the city center of East Berlin, right next to lively Alexanderplatz. This was the heart of East Berlin and remains to be the biggest and the best-known square in reunited Berlin. It was named after a Russian Tsar Alexander I in his honor of visiting the Prussian capital in 1805.
But citizens simply call it Alex. Square received a major overhaul and expansion in the 1960s by East Germany government, transforming it into the nerve center of East Berlin.
Extensive reconstruction introduced the socialist architecture as the square became a central location for grand parades, political and other social events in East Berlin. Part of the major redesign was also an unusual world clock built at the same time as the TV tower. Clock's main feature is a large 24-sided column where each side represents one of the 24 time zones. The clock quickly became a popular meeting place as Alexanderplatz is the busiest transport hub in Berlin with all types of public transport. Since reunification of Germany, Alex has been constantly developing into a popular dining and shopping area. On the opposite side of the city center is the heart of once West Berlin. Kurfürstendamm Avenue is the best shopping and entertainment area since the 1800s when it was designed as a horse riding and promenade street. It quickly evolved into a prestigious residential and shopping area lined with elegant shops,
You're gonna need to come here.
and
Well, that's
luxury
cool.
hotels. During World War II, many buildings along the avenue were destroyed.
We have any young, I don't care how old you're, any rich German friends that are in Berlin? I could use some new stuff. Like a nice sweatshirt that says Berlin.
That would be cool to have a sweatshirt.
There's just too much going on here, and I think I'm gonna explode. I'm absolutely obsessed with Berlin, and this video is freaking incredible. Oh my gosh, Brock, you are amazing. I'm not even done yet. Almost done, but my lord, this is incredible.
The post-war division of Berlin into east and west, Kudamm Avenue found itself on the western side of the city. As modern shopping centers, office buildings, and hotels replaced some of the war-damaged structures, the avenue became a symbol of West Germany's economic miracle.
But the most prominent landmark of the boulevard is the partially destroyed Kaiser Wilhelm Memorial Church. It serves as a reminder of the World War II devastation and stands as a symbol of reconciliation and peace.
Oh, I love that.
The church was built in the late 1800s in honor of Kaiser William I, the first German emperor. Church suffered significant damage during World War II air raids. The damaged spire was preserved, and inside the remains of the old church, you can find a display of photographs and information about the history of the church and its significance during and after the Second World War. In the 1950s and 60s, a new church complex was built adjacent to the damaged original church.
Interesting.
The walls of the new church are made of a concrete web filled with more than 20,000 stained glass inlays.
20,000 stained glass inlays. I've never seen any structure in my life that looks anything like this.
Freaking awesome.
That is beyond a word I have. We'll go with what you said. I would never have thought that on the outside would look like that on the in.
No, it looks like it's just concrete.
Wow, my mind is blown, guys. I'm not messing around here. This is insane. In a good way.
That's incredible.
Oh my lord. Wow.
Just beautiful.
20,000 stained glass inlays. Oh my gosh.
Producing a unique rich blue light and atmosphere.
Yeah.
But besides the unusual church, Berlin offers other quirky and surprising experiences.
Like having a lunch on the top of the German parliament. This is brilliant.
If you visit the Reichstag rooftop terrace, you can enjoy a great panoramic view of Berlin, walk through the glass dome, and peek inside the German
that's
parliament.
incredible.
Oh, and like any other decent parliament building, it has a rooftop restaurant. But the story of the iconic German parliament building surprisingly starts with French military leader Napoleon Bonaparte.
Okay.
Famous French military leader destroyed old European empires, including the Holy Roman Empire that was for centuries uniting German states. After Napoleon's defeat, the Kingdom of Prussia, with its capital Berlin, took the initiative to reunite German states, but this time under their control. This man, William I, was a Prussian king who became the first German emperor.
In 1871, a German empire was born. Berlin became its capital, and the Reichstag was built as the seat of the new government. But soon, it witnessed several important historical events.
Just decades after it was founded, the German Empire lost the First World War, and the revolution that followed ended German monarchy. The German Republic was proclaimed from the Reichstag. But dissatisfaction with the consequences of the First World War brought Adolf Hitler and his Nazi party to power. In 1933, a fire partially destroyed the Reichstag, and the very next day, with the Reichstag fire decree, Nazis suspended most civil liberties in Germany and took...
Didn't they set that fire from the, I know from the documentaries I watched and my obsession with World War II and stuff, didn't the Nazis set that themselves though? And that wasn't that like a night of terror or something that went out? Am I have that wrong? Am I thinking of something else, like where they went out and just kind of like took over everything? Let me know if I'm on point there, if I'm totally off.
Full control of the country. In
I think
1945, two Red Army soldiers hoisted the red flag of Soviet Union on the top of the Reichstag, symbolizing the victory over Hitler and the Third Reich.
After the unification of Germany, the Reichstag became the seat of the German federal parliament known as the Bundestag.
The building got its
Bundestag.
famous glass dome that
Bundestag.
immediately became a landmark of Berlin. Once the border area between East and West Berlin has become a political center of Germany with several government buildings
wow.
symbolizing the country's commitment to unity and democracy.
So I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's not my fault that you're beautiful. So I want to take a moment and look at it. That is absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like red looking foliage coming down off that wall there?
Looks like it.
What is this?
The red ivy.
But the number one Berlin attraction is actually on the outskirts of the city. It was so beautiful that the Prussian kings left Berlin for it. A glorious combination of nature, art and architecture is so unique that it boasts the highest concentration of UNESCO World Heritage Sites.
The Prussian royal family loved this paradise of palaces and parks so much that they moved the court from Berlin and rather lived here.
At
Was
first,
there
Russian
spring
King Frederick the
home?
Great built himself a summer palace. It was called Sanssouci, which is a French phrase for without worries. The palace
Okay,
was meant
wow.
as an intimate building for living and relaxation
Come on.
rather than the seat of power. That is why it was surrounded by the world-renowned park with its distinctive terrace grounds and a majestic fountain. Park
That's
has several
insanely beautiful.
pavilions and is so big
I mean, it's, so hard.
I love where you paused
I
that.
know.
I appreciate that.
It's always so hard because it's just amazing and incredible. And what else can you say? I mean, this place is stunning.
I just want to say, how fast can we get the tickets?
Yeah, we gotta get this passport.
UK and Germany, here we come. He looks like he could carry me up 267 flights.
I think you could.
What? I don't discriminate.
Absolutely not.
You don't either.
that it requires 60 gardeners to maintain its flower beds, hedges, and vast lawns and meadows. But later, King Frederick
Berlin, I will come trim your hedges and your bushes.
Is that the
Chicken.
driveway?
I mean, I see people walking, so I kind of hope
the
not.
front walkway.
Good Lord, look how long that is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't even see the palace in the back. All I saw was
That's why I said driveway, because it's so far away. But it could just be a walkway.
it appears to be a walkway. I don't know.
added a colossal palace building
Stop
known
it.
as New Palace in the western part of the park.
New Palace.
The enormous Baroque palace displayed power and strength to the world as it is crowned by an impressive green-colored dome. Large palace complex has grand banquet halls, splendid galleries, and even an entire theater. When Second World War was ending, Potsdam hosted a meeting where the three leaders of the Soviet
come on.
Union, the United States, and the United Kingdom decided on the division of Germany and Berlin. Potsdam is a great half-day trip from Berlin, accessible by the S-Bahn, which takes approximately 40 minutes, or the regional express train that takes about 20 minutes.
But besides its stop sites, Berlin offers much more, so be sure to check the QR code or description below to find my favorite tours and experiences.
Was it everything you expected it to be?
No, not even close. Way more. So much more than I expected it to be. I am in love. I love you, but
You're leaving me for Berlin?
I think I might have to if Berlin will have me.
So Berlin, or you going to welcome Natasha in? You got to take me too, because I'm coming along.
We both have German ancestry. Yeah, we're going to use that right now. I know you guys don't like that. We don't care.
I'm way more German than she is.
Not a lot more.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay,
more.
like half more, but it doesn't matter. Rock, again, to you, sir. Bow wow. What? Bow wow. I didn't mean that. That was phenomenal video. Please, guys, I'm going to ask you again. Please go to the description of our video and go to the link to his channel and subscribe. Please. How could you not have loved that video?
I don't know. It seemed he showed us a little bit of everything, and I loved it.
Yes, and he went into great detail. I love the history he showed, and just the cinematography. Everything was just wonderful. If you liked this, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. This was just absolutely, I don't know. I don't have a profound enough word for it. It just, I'm in love. I am in love.
It definitely met expectations, exceeded expectations, and I cannot wait to learn more about Germany and Berlin.
Join us on Facebook if you haven't already. I'd like to talk with you. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this. And if you haven't seen Berlin 2 like us, first time ever seeing it, outside of that time when it was, not in a good state, let us know. And hope you liked it too. So we'll see you on the next episode. Until then, as always, Berlin, wow, sorry. Love, like, jazz.
Be as strong as Tyson.
Bye.
Bye.